All right, BradCooney.com in association with HCN Networks is absolutely honored to have on board from The Voice Season 9, Mark Hood. Mark, what is up, brother?
Oh, man, I'm so excited to be on the show, man. I see you tweeting about it all the time. I'm like, when is he going to have me on? So I'm glad.
You know I was going to get to you, man. You knew that. You were definitely going to get on here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. So let's talk about this. Let's back up a little bit, though. I want to, since this is your first time on the show, I want to back up to the blind auditions and just touch on that for a minute. When you came out, you of course got 4 chairs to turn. So talk about that experience, man. It's just kind of walk us through it, man. When you walked up there.
Man, it's still actually unbelievable. I remember just before I went out, you're standing in front of the 2 big doors, and you're kind of pacing, you're nervous, the camera's on you. You really don't know what to do, and I'm in my own little personal prayer moments or whatever. But when they open the 2 doors, they open automatically, so you don't know exactly when they're gonna open. Like a spirit of calmness just came over me, and I was just ready. And I walked out I just blew the air out I'm ready to do this. And I went out there just hoping for 1 chair, maybe 2. Never, ever, ever thinking that I would get 4 chairs. So by the time Blake turned around, I dang near blacked out because I was just like, Lord, is this happening? Is this real? 4 chairs on freaking The Voice and a standing ovation from the judges? Who gets that? So it was incredible. A moment you never forget. If you've been in that situation before, even if you only turn 1 chair, you replay those turns in your head every day. It's a moment you never forget.
Yeah. So you didn't have the advantage that the viewers had on TV, where we actually saw face expressions from the judges when you first came out, and I knew right away because the cameras panned on Pharrell and Adam when you first came out. Within the first 10-20 seconds. And then I saw the look that Pharrell was giving to Adam and Adam was giving Pharrell. I said, wow, them 2 would definitely turn in. And they did, simultaneously, at the same time.
Simultaneously?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was just okay. And you're right, I had no clue what they were back there looking like. And also, I had no clue that they would turn that fast within 15 seconds. I just, when you plan your song, you plan little moments in it, turn moments. So you at least have 3 in your blind audition song. So my first moment, that was a turn moment for me, wasn't until the chorus, coming out of the chorus. So I thought I would be singing the back for longer than that. But I wasn't.
Interesting, man. Talk about the experience working with Pharrell, man. I've always been a huge fan of this guy. Just, the legendary producer. He's an entertainer, a singer. He's really good with his fans. He's just a great guy. Talk about your experience working with him.
Pharrell is literally like an angel almost, because he's so cool, he's so calm, he has this presence, but he's so into you. When you're working with him, you would think it's just you, it was me and Celeste, you would think it was just us that he had to work with, although he had, 5 other pairs, he's just so, into you at the moment, and you feel it. Also, man, he got this producer's ear out of this world.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be like, change these 2 notes, and then they're flip the whole song. It's just crazy. And he just, he's so positive. He's just never negative. His whole energy is never negative. He's just literally one of the most amazing people I've ever worked with.
Yeah, I would love to meet that guy one day. All right, so when you perform, the one thing that really sticks out, and I believe separates you from a lot of people you're competing against, is your movement on stage. You're not only just a singer, you're also an entertainer, and I think that can be advantageous for you. Talk about that.
Man, so my background is I'm an actor. That's my day job. So I do a lot of theater. I'm an equity actor. So I am programmed to sing and dance at the same time. And the beautiful thing about it is, I didn't really realize until watching on the show, oh man, I'm not that bad at singing and dancing at the same time. I sing and dance, and it really works perfectly. So that is a big part of who I am. I'm not putting on for the cameras. Like, that is who I am, and that's what I love to do, entertain. And I think, of course, it's a singing competition, but it's also a TV show, and I want to give a show. And that's one thing you'll say when you see a Mark Hood performance, that it was a show.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to play a pivotal role when the show gets to where fans are calling in voting, because that's part of it, man. That when they want to see that show, that entertainment value.
Exactly. So I'm glad I can provide that for the show, because I do know that nobody else is doing what I'm doing. So I'm glad that there is a lane that I can drive down and just do my thing.
All right, so let's move up to the battle rounds, which was just the other night. You guys sang. You sang with Celeste Benton, who I thought was terrific.
Yeah.
Ain't no mountain high enough. Look, this was no picnic going up against her. I mean, I thought Pharrell was crazy to match you guys together, man, because I think just like what Blake said, man, when you were finished, he's like, there's no wrong decision on this one, who goes forward and who doesn't. How are your nerves going up against her, man? She was really good.
Well, at first, as soon as they paired me with her, I don't like singing against girls. So I was immediately intimidated. And I got to sing against a girl. That's not fair. Girls can hit these high notes and do all this crazy stuff and can just make it seem like I can't really sing. And so I remember expressing that to Pharrell, and I'm like, boy, chill, you have nothing to worry about, And also, the moment Celeste and I sang that song together for the first time, it was magic. So I was like, okay, Mark, you ain't no half-stepping. You got to come correct or stay home with this one. And the really beautiful thing about it was that it was a duet. It just wasn't. Our goal was to make it a duet, not to make it a battle. We're trying to sing over each other and stuff like that. We just wanted to make a good performance, a good vocal performance, so that people would enjoy, because that is what this is about. We wanted people to see and feel our gifts. And, we were both playing for a steal. And sadly, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. The fans are, all over the social networks. Everybody was stunned that she didn't get stolen. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Dude, you guys made Missy Elliott cry. Holy cow. Talk about that experience.
When I tell you, that was one of the just turning moments of the rehearsal, because it's one thing to have Missy and them sitting in front of your face, but then for her to start crying, and so people always ask me, was she really crying, or was that for the TV?
Oh, no, that was real.
She was really crying.
Yep.
Those were real tears. She was boo-hooing. And it was just incredible to see and know that my gift can move somebody to tears. Like, that just shows me all my hard work, all my passion, all my spirit, all my soul. It's not in vain. It moves somebody. If it moves somebody, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that was just amazing. Now, Adam Levine said after you were finished with your battle that he called you a spark plug. He said, "Man, you're a spark plug," and he said you all lit the place up. How does it feel standing up there, man? You finished singing and you're standing there before these legends, and for someone to speak so highly of you.
It's like, you just can't believe it, and I joke all the time. Carson Daly, who's a legend, is standing in between you.
That's true.
But at that moment, you almost forget that Carson is there, because, you're listening to Adam Levine and Gwen Stefani sing your praises. And it's kind of just like, verifying that, hey, I'm doing this for a reason. This isn't arbitrary. It's indescribable when they speak highly of you, people you look up to. It's such confirmation and such a blessing.
Tell the listeners out there something that Pharrell's taught you that you didn't really know, something previous that you didn't know that really is advantageous for you going forward.
So, a big lesson that Pharrell taught me, and it wasn't even that I didn't really know it, I wasn't walking in it, it was doubt. He picked up on my doubt, because I would express it. I would say, like, I'm worried about going against Celeste, and I'm worried about going against a girl. And then he pulled me to the side and said, Mark, listen, you're doubting yourself. I had somebody on my team who doubted themselves before, and he inevitably went home. He said, Mark, you have this. You got the talent. You got what it takes to win this competition. He said, I need you to start believing that. Shortly after that, my screensaver on my phone was no more doubt. That was like our lesson, no more doubt. And that sticks with me today, Brad. Like, as I'm at home, as I'm doing anything, it's still on my phone, no more doubt. I've really learned to walk in who I am and not compare myself to other people, and just have no doubt and know that what I bring to the table is good. What the other food that people bring to the table is really good, but what I bring to the table is good, and I'm not doubting it anymore. That was a big lesson that P taught me.
That's big too. That's great. That you can attribute that to all aspects of life going forward. Not just music. How are you enjoying the recognition? I'm sure people are starting to recognize you more. It's the more exposure you get on TV. How's that adjustment been?
Dude, this is crazy. Literally, last night I was at the grocery store, and I'm checking out, Brad. I swear. And I'm at the self checkout, because I like to self checkout a lot of times.
Yep, me too.
And I noticed this lady staring at me, and I say to myself, she knows who I am, but I'm going to look straight so that, we don't have to make this awkward. And then she says, are you from The Voice? And then the lady behind her says, oh my God, that's the one from Ain't No Mountain High Enough. And then the dude behind her says, that's the boy who was doing the kick across the stage. And the next thing I know, there is a line of pictures ensues, and people are taking pictures. I'm shaking hands, taking pictures with children. It was crazy. And so, Brad, listen, this show works for people in like small towns and stuff like that. But I live in big city Chicago. People don't care. Lady Gaga walks around the streets here. Like, she has a place here, so you see stars and stuff all the time. It's nothing, So for people to like recognize me and stuff, that's a big deal in a big city. If I lived in like a small town, like Nebraska, Idaho, then that's one thing. But living in Chicago and getting noticed, that's a big deal.
That's what's up, man.
Crazy, like crazy.
That's awesome. You mentioned Chicago, and I stay away from politics when I do interviews. It's just not a good mix. But I do want to bring this up. Chicago's a beautiful city, and look. When I was in the Navy, I went to boot camp up there in Chicago and spent some time in Chicago. But as we all know, there's a lot of crime in Chicago. There's a lot of crime in a lot of cities, but Chicago's got its real problems with crime. Would you like to use your fame, use your success, and maybe mentor some of those the younger generation coming up in your city?
Absolutely, that is a big part of who I am and what I do. I am a product of my environment, and I got out, and so can they. Provided I didn't grow up quite in the slums and in the hood, but I did grow up in Chicago, and I know that with the right leadership, mentorship, and the right upbringing, that you can make it out too, and you don't have to make those choices. So very often, I'm going to the schools. This is even before The Voice. I'm in the public school system. I'm talking to the kids, mentoring the kids. I work with a program, 100 Positive Black Men, and we go out to the schools and just, are very positive for the children to see. I do Real Men Read. I go to my elementary school and read to the kids.
That's great.
There's another way, and so that's a big part of what I want to do. To do my part in combating the Chicago violence, because Chicago is an amazing place, and we let the violence get the shine when it should not.
That's awesome, man. So good to know that you do that for the kids. And by the way, while we're on Chicago, congratulations to the Chicago Cubs.
Although I am a Stock Sider, I'm a South Sider. I am a complete advocate of any Chicago team. So
absolutely.
Go Cubs, go.
Absolutely. All right, you got time to do 3 questions from the fans? I'll take a few questions from the fans.
Yep.
All right, we got about 5 minutes. We can knock this out. All right, so I hit up Twitter and I asked some of the fans if they had any questions. And Miss Jasmine, her name is Jasmine, and she's from Buffalo, New York. She wants to know, who are some of your favorite singers?
So my favorite singers, I love Usher.
Oh yeah.
John Legend, Marvin Gaye, Chris Brown. Those are kind of like my favorites. Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, man.
Those are my favorites. I love them.
Good
On
ones.
the male side, women, I love Jasmine Sullivan, Celine Dion. You know, inevitably Beyonce. I love everybody. It's hard for me to say my favorite because I'm going to end up running the list of everybody.
Hey, you had some real good ones. I didn't disagree with any of those. All right, so Latanya's from Long Island, New York. She wants to know, you touched on this a minute ago, do you get nervous before going on stage, and how do you deal with your nerves?
Well, The Voice is a different stage, so normally, believe it or not, I do not, because like I said, I'm an actor, so I perform 8 shows a week normally anyway. So generally, I just kind of walk out there and do my thing, and that's where my strength lies, and my ability to just go out and be natural and do. But when it comes to The Voice, it's a competition. I do get nervous, but I channel it. I pray a lot. I have these little breathing exercises. I blow it out, and I just, I do my thing.
That's what's up. And last question, Miss Linda. Linda's from New Orleans, the Bayou down there in New Orleans, Louisiana. That's what's great about The Voice, man. It's all over. I mean, this show's everywhere. It's shown all over the world. Yeah. She wants to know, do you write your own music? And win or lose the Voice competition, can the fans expect an album and a tour from you?
Absolutely. I do write my own music, and I have music coming for you as soon as the show is over. And when the show is over, you will absolutely see me on the road, possibly even with Celeste, about it a fan.
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping that Celeste and I do some work. So myself, Celeste, and her husband, have been throwing that idea around of possibly, doing some studio work. Well, it's no longer possibly, it's going to happen. And then possibly, doing some shows, maybe even hitting the road. So you guys got to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, man, it's good to know that we haven't heard the last from Celeste, too. I think she's got a future, man.
You definitely haven't heard the last from Celeste. You definitely have not heard the last from Celeste. She is phenomenal.
Absolutely. And then one other fan didn't have a question. She just had a statement, and her name is Jude. And she said that we love your periscopes.
Oh, that's my girl, Judy. I love her. She's always on my periscopes.
Good deal.
I love her.
That's what's up. All right, man, before I let you go, man, let's plug your social networks. Where can the fans follow you, websites? Talk to the fans about that.
Everything is Mark J.P. Hood, anywhere, everywhere. So Facebook, Twitter. Facebook, that's my fan page, so make sure you like it. Twitter, Instagram, find Mark J.P. Hood. Follow me, because I need your support.
That's what's up there. There he is, folks. I told you I'd bring in Mark Hood from the season 9 of The Voice. Check him out on NBC. I believe they went to 8 Central on Mondays now, right? Is that when they're showing that now?
Yeah, 7 Central on Mondays.
Okay, 7 Central on Monday. That's what's up. Mark, thanks so much for joining us, man. I look forward to a follow-up.